Good evening. Welcome everyone to the January 16, 2024 Society Hill Town Council meeting. It's good to see everybody. I know it's cold. Good to see everybody with a lot going on tonight. So first thing is going to be the swearing in of our council members.
Doesn't matter, either one. You're gonna have to put it in the Bible, okay?
This is my cousin Nancy.
Oh, okay, good to see you. All right, we're gonna start, okay?
Okay.
It's the oath of office for a council member, Town of Society Hill. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of the office
to exercise the duties of the office
to which I have been elected,
to which I have been elected,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
and preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States of America.
and of the United States of America.
As council member of the Town of Society Hill,
As council member of the Town of Society Hill,
I will equally, fairly,
fairly,
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability and skill,
to the best of my ability and skill,
exercise the trust
exercise the trust
reposed in me,
reposed in me,
and I will use my best endeavor
and I will use my best endeavors
to preserve the peace
to preserve the peace
and carry into effect,
and carry into effect,
according to the law,
according to the law,
the purposes for which
the purposes for which
I have been elected.
I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Okay. All right. All right. Oath of office for the council member, Town of Society. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties
to exercise the duties
of the office
of the office
to which I have been elected,
to which I've been elected,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States of America.
and of the United States of America.
As council member of the Town of Society Hill,
As council member of the Town of Society Hill,
I will equally, fairly,
fairly,
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and skill, exercise the trust reposed in me, and I will use my best endeavors
and I will use my best endeavors
to preserve the peace
to preserve the peace
and carry into effect, according to law,
the
purposes for which I have been elected.
I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Welcome, Mr. Long.
Thank you.
All right, let's all rise. Oh, I do the mayor pro tem. I would like for Ms. Gale to continue to be our mayor pro tem. Yeah, need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we, allow Denise to remain as mayor pro tem.
Motion already been made. Second, right?
I didn't make a motion.
You just
She
made
made
a
a
motion. She made the motion for Denise to be mayor. I second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Let the record show is unanimous. Ms. Denise will be our mayor pro tem for the next 2 years. We had a couple deaths this past month. Miss Sandra Tice, Miss Daphne Bird, and Miss Casey Bird. We have a moment of silence for them, and Scott's going to come up and just say some brief words about Miss Daphne and Miss Casey, about what they got going on, the help that they need. Mr. Dixon?
So Miss Casey Bird and Miss Daphne Bird passed away just recently. They have Casey has a little, a 9-year-old son, Bryson, and he has a educational scholarship fund set up with, the school in Harrell. I was trying to bring up the information, Faith Assembly. If anyone would like to give towards the fund for him, this is his mother and grandmother that passed at Christmas time. Many of you may know Miss Daphne. She was very active in the Baptist Church, Welch Neck here, and they were a big part of our community, and we just wanted to recognize them and thank you for doing that, as well as let you know that they have a fund for that. For Bryson's school, all of the money that is given will go directly to his education. So just wanted to let you guys know that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Pastor Cody, give us an invocation, please, sir.
Let's pray. Father, we're so thankful for your goodness and your mercy, God, that has kept us all through 23. And we're asking, God, tonight, Lord, that you would bless us, God, as our endeavors, God, to be a town, God, that reflects your love and your image. I pray, God, that you would touch each and every council member that was sworn in, that you would touch the mayor, that you would let your blessing, God, be upon this town, God, that you would move like you've never moved before, and that there would be unity that was sprung up in your peace and your love. Touch this time together that we have. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the minutes, we have 2 sets of minutes, one for the meeting, council business meeting, one for the public hearing.
I make the motion to accept the minutes as written for December 12th regular council meeting and December 18th public hearing for the Town Society.
I have a question about the minutes. Is that, no,
Okay,
can I
go
ask
ahead.
that question?
Yes, sir.
In the minutes, it says that, the mayor also said the reserve fund had increased to $85,000. And when you spoke with the CPA, who was the CPA?
Oh, you don't know what a CPA? Oh, Lord, okay, that's no problem. They're over in Bennisville, Mr. Weed,
Okay.
Marvin Weed in Bennisville, behind the Burger King.
Okay, that's fine, but my point is, the council has a role in that process that we should be informed and voting on that sort of thing. I don't
Well,
know that the mayor has the ability to arbitrarily just increase them.
well, it's still within, the money is still within the budget, okay? It's still within the bank account of the town of Society Hill. What I did is I just moved it, and I did ask the council that the month before, Mr. Long, I did ask the council about me moving some money. And it didn't seem to have no problem. And I don't know where it says, you got your ordinance book, where does it say that if I'm gonna move money, if I decide to move money from in the bank account now, I'm sorry, that's not even the budget. I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing. That's the bank account. And I do have rights to move things around that bank account, Mr. Long. I believe I do, Mr. President, am I wrong?
No, you do not.
I can see this is already gonna be not very good for me just trying to run this town. Listen, I'm not perfect, and when I came in here, the first thing I run my election on. I've never been a mayor before, but I'm gonna work as hard as I can. Okay? And if you want to point out every wrong, Mr. Long, that's good. You really, if you want to do that. But where do you think that money went? It went from the banking account to the savings account.
Yeah, my point simply is there's a process and you failed to adhere to that process.
You can't.
Okay, all right, no problem.
This is a policy, we'll make a policy for the town.
Okay.
And it has to have the blessing of the council, and has to be brought to the council.
Okay.
But I didn't see in the November minutes where a vote was taken.
There was not a vote taken. I didn't say that. I said I questioned everybody on the council. And okay, that was my fault. I'm sorry. So we can make a motion and take a vote now, either to leave it there, or we can make a motion and take a vote to pull it out of there. Whatever y'all want to do. It's up for a motion. It's up for, right now, it's up for a motion and a second. And, oh, you want a discussion? Go ahead.
I have a suggestion.
Yes,
Since
ma'am.
we are actually in the agenda under the approval of the minutes, why don't we move through how we want to either make edits or corrections to the minutes, and then we'll move it to the financial report. And I think that would be a good place for us to move on to this issue.
Well, it's not really, it's not real, it's the bank account. So it doesn't matter where we do it. We can do it right here, right now. If we want to, if you want to move the money back, if you two guys are not satisfied with that $85,000 being in the reserve, make a motion, make a second, we'll have a discussion, we'll make a vote, and we'll do whatever the vote comes out.
I agree with Melissa that this should be stricken from the minutes and taken up in the financials. Because this is not official in the minutes.
Well, the way a meeting runs, at any time, a person can make a motion. If he gets a second, there's got to be a discussion, there's got to be a vote. So it doesn't have to be in no perfect order. But if y'all want to move on down, we can move on down. Is everybody good with the minutes? We're going to move on down to the next.
Strike this from the minutes.
You don't have the sentence which says the mayor also said that the reserve fund has been increased to $85,000. He spoke at the CPA regarding the other sentence.
I did speak to the CPA. What's the problem with that?
Well, we've got, also got CPA with Bradshaw and Seals, so when you ask two, we've got two CPA. But we got a couple of CPA with Bradshaw and Seals, and we got more on Weaver CPA. So, I mean.
You're wrong, Senator Bradshaw.
I'm wrong about
Yeah,
that?
you're wrong.
You don't think Bradshaw and Seals have CPAs?
Yeah, but that's not who we deal with on the budget. Is it,
Yes,
Mr.
we do.
Bradshaw? No, sir.
Well, I mean, we deal with them on a regular
Telling me
basis.
you're wrong. We only deal with them on our audit, on our yearly budget. We deal with those guys down there. The one that who we deal with the budget on, who we send all our financial statements to, and who does our budget is Mr. Marvin Weaver in Bennettsville. I'm sorry that you're wrong, Tommy Bradshaw. Make it on the record that he's wrong.
We don't have to start off so on these terms, do
He looks like it.
we? Well, I'm not.
Wherever you want to bring it to.
Before, I can talk to the CPA at Bradshaw and Seals just as well as I talk to Marvin Weaver.
Yeah,
So
I
I
get
guess they will assist me.
Well,
Just with Marvin Weaver.
they won't assist you with our budget because they don't get our monthly budget and they don't do our monthly budget.
If you have any questions, they'd be glad to assist you on matters such as this.
I think for the sake of clarity, for the purpose of the minutes, the mayor also said the reserve fund, which is part of the budget, has been increased to $85,000. He spoke with the CPA. Would it satisfy and add it to the minutes, Mr. Bradshaw, if we added which CPA he spoke with? Would that make the minutes clear?
Well, you're wrong too because the reserve is not part of the budget. The reserve is part of the bank account.
Okay, who's right or wrong? I'm just saying, so for the sake of moving on through the agenda. The mayor also said that the reserve fund has been increased to $85,000. He spoke with the CPA. It seems to me that the point of contention with Mr. Long and Mr. Bradshaw, which CPA we spoke with, if we just add that to the minutes, that would clarify that
The
issue.
point of contention is that the mayor cannot declare this.
Okay, well, I just said, I don't have a problem, and I'm sorry I made a mistake. I'm not the perfectest mayor in the world, but I'm striving to be very good, and that's what's gonna happen.
We don't need any harm by it.
I know you don't, and I understand that. So if you want to scratch the 85,000 and put the 50,000 back in the bank account, that's no problem. Make a motion, make a second, we'll have a discussion, we'll take a vote, and we'll do whatever has to be done.
Don't you want to do what's right?
I don't think you need to make a motion because there was never a motion made.
We can discuss this in the financial if you want to.
That's what
I'll discuss that.
I already have a motion on the table to accept the minutes, but if we need to edit the minutes, then that's what we need to do first.
We need to show here that these minutes are not correct when it comes to this for future.
Joanne, we don't have a roasting oven, right?
We amend that motion to line through this item and then accept the minutes as written.
You want me to rescind my motion and you? Okay. So I'll rescind my motion to accept the the meeting minutes as written for the December 12th council meeting.
Yeah, make a motion to accept the minutes from December 12th as well as the 19th. The 12th specifically lined through, the mayor also says the reserve fund has been increased 85. He spoke with the CPA regarding this and said it was okay to increase. Is there a second on that?
I'll say that, please, or whatever.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Nay. Let the record show there was one nay. Can we move on? Is everybody good? We good with the minutes? We can move on, right? Financial report. Man, you got all the good stuff yet, y'all.
I only have one question, and that's about the $300 that we paid, or have we paid it yet? I thought I understood last month that we acted to have the lights put up. No, so we're waiting to pay it until they come down, and it's just one lump sum.
Well, yeah, it will be, but we're not gonna need him before we come down. Because we got plenty of room for error, so it's coming down low.
So we only owe $300 for having it put up, and we have not paid it?
No.
Okay, that's my question, because I didn't see it on the expenses.
So we're still on the financials now.
Yes, sir.
If you would, council members, mayor, if you go to the revenue section of the performance report, and you see here where on the December performance report, it showed fines $200. And then that being such a small amount, I went back to the month of November, and it showed fines collected of $375. One good thing about this budget, as the mayor pointed out before, you see we have our annual budget of fines to be $25,000. So year to date, for the first 6 months of this year, fiscal year, we've taken $4,200, $4,240.23 for the first half of the year. That represents less than 20% of the budget. So at this rate, we'll take in less, about 35% of the budgeted items, was way off budget, and it concerned me a little bit. And I just want you to look at it. That's one good thing about this this budget is it allows you to see trends that are taking place. And in the middle of a year, after 6 months, that's a good time to see where we've spent half of the year, or by year, half of our year, and we've budgeted $25,000 for that project, yet we've taken in less than 20% when we should be taking close to 50. So I just want you to be aware of that so that we can address these things in a couple of months when we have our budget work session. But that's,
So we're wasting time right now when we should be doing it on the budget, because it doesn't really matter.
This is not wasting time.
It is wasting time.
Well, we're going back to when I was the mayor a long time.
You're not the mayor.
I said-
First off, let's get that straight right now. You ain't the mayor.
How many people
No,
out
no.
here think I'm the mayor?
Really? You're gonna come in here and you're gonna try to take a vote from over
Nobody
here?
thinks I'm the mayor, and I'm not the mayor. I'm not trying to be the mayor. I'm only saying.
Ooh, you're getting a little hot there, Scoop. Better slow down before that blood pressure getting up over there.
No, it's not what I'm trying to say.
I don't like it.
Mayor,
We got, we up here, town council meeting.
That should be, all this budget alignment is gonna be done at the budget workshop when we get the new budget. So all that you just said is irrelevant to what we looking at and what we need to do.
what I'm trying to do is inform the members of the council as to where we stand on the budget.
You do that at the workshop, Tommy Bradshaw, not at the business
You
meeting.
can do that here unless that's the purpose of having these meetings, so we can all understand what I'm trying to say.
You do it at the,
Move on.
Lord
I
help
only
me,
taking a
Jesus.
minute and a half. If we're not gonna be able to discuss anything, there won't be any use in having a meeting. We can just not have a meeting.
Well, I wish it wouldn't be with you here, to be honest with you, but let's move on, y'all. Is everybody good with the budget? That's just how Duke is. I'm sorry. That's how I am. Don't push me in the corner, buddy.
I thought you'd be
All right.
that.
Can I go ahead and make a motion that we receive a bank statements with all our financial information each month?
I'll check with Charlie Barron. I'll let you know on that. I'll check with Charlie Barron on that. I'm not.
Well, I have the right to make a motion.
Yeah, you can make a motion. You can make a motion. But, did you get a second? Are we going to have a discussion about it? Let's have a second and a discussion.
This one specifically, I think would be helpful for everyone involved, specifically which one are we?
Well, I think it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a copy of the bank statements. I mean, nothing fancy. But that would help me to determine what all this stuff is, because I don't know.
Yeah, but the bank statement has, the budget, let me explain something about the budget. The budget is only a projection of how we're going to spend the money. It's got nothing to do with our bank statement. The bank statement is where the checks go in and the checks go out. You want a copy of the bank statement? Ms. Linda, that gives you more work, right? Correct? Okay, you want one? Y'all want one? Give the council whatever they want. We got the American Rescue Plan, we got the General Fund, we got the Hospitality Fund, and we got the Depot Fund. So give them all a copy. Make them all. You want a copy, Melissa?
We already have the hospitality tax. That's
Oh,
what
do
we
you?
do. Yeah.
Well, you want one on the scale? I know you two want one, because I don't know. Okay, fine, whatever. Just give it to them.
I think the general fund would be a help.
Well, that's not the way to do it. It needs to come before the legislative body. There's been a motion made, that we have a second. We did something else, and something there again, you go and jump in your bank.
Oh,
Well,
well.
this year,
Oh,
you got to go through the process.
oh, do it?
There's been a
Yeah.
motion made.
Oh,
Do I hear a second? Mr. Long's motion. Melissa?
Yeah, I was just, since we already have a local hospitality tax one, I would say, is it the general fund one?
It's all of them.
Is it general fund, depot fund, and what was
American
it?
Rescue Plan.
American Rescue Plan, those three added on, is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I think every account, it's not that hard. When
Okay.
you're making copies, you put it in there and say, I want 2 copies. I mean, it spits it out.
Yeah, you're right, Mr. That's right.
Yeah, I'll second the motion that we can have additional copies of the other 3 accounts.
All in favor? Say aye. Aye. Let the record show it's unanimous. All the town council members are gonna get a copy of all the bank statements, the hospitality tax, the general fund, the depot fund, and the American Rescue Plan. Any other questions on the budget or the financial that we need to go over? Make a motion to second. Everybody's good, we're gonna move on. Department committee reports, police department.
You guys have my report right there. If you guys have any questions on it? December's normally a slower month, but we are back. I'm not sick anymore. I'm ready to go.
Just out of curiosity, Chief, what were the others?
For the citations, normally it's going to be like your seat belts. The reason why it's the others is because when you put it into our law track system, it doesn't populate what it actually is, whether it's speeding or not. Seat belt, no turn signal, no proof of registration, no proof of insurance, different stuff like that. Yes, sir.
I have one question, and it's just because first time I've ever seen this, but there's 3 pages and they each have speeding with a number, and each number is different on each page.
Okay, so if you're talking about the things behind it.
Yeah.
So if you look at the first one that looks like this,
Right.
that's going to be all the contacts that I made, all the warnings. That's going to be listed there. So if I wrote a warning to somebody, it's going to be listed on that one. The second one's going to be the actual citations that I wrote.
Right.
It'll list what type of citation that was.
How about, that burglary that happened? That trailer got stolen, and when I went down there to General Valley, there was, $12,000 worth of stuff got stolen down there.
Mhm.
What's the take on that, Chief?
It's hard to say. Where the trailer was taken, it sits off the road. Somebody had to know what was up there. Same with when we had the burglary on Wilson Street. It's hard to say if they're connected or not. It's hard to say. We don't have cameras for me to be able to watch. We have the one camera, but it can't see anything.
Well, we don't vote on a couple cameras.
Right.
So,
Right.
So we don't know nothing, we don't have nothing we cover, nothing.
Nothing yet.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Mayor, I have,
Yes, sir.
something that relates to the police department I'd like to mention while I'm here, please. I'm very distressed when I walk right through town at night. At least half of the street lights on Main Street are not working. They haven't been working for a year. We're paying for these lights to work. The streets are dark. It's just really bad. So my question, I would like to kindly ask of the mayor if we would have an oral resolution tonight that would instructing the mayor or asking the mayor to ask the police chief to work one evening shift per month.
I have been.
3 to 11 before 12. So during that, on that one shift, I'm just asking for that one shift. But on that one shift that you do once a month, that you go around and check all the street lights and take note of them, would you like which ones are out? And then the next day, however you want to administratively do it, I don't know if you want to do it. Or
So you want me to work an evening shift and then come in the next day and work the day
Well,
shift?
yeah, I mean,
I'm one
the
person.
The mayor tells you what shift, we don't know, but that's the reason I'm asking the mayor. I'd like to have an oral resolution, the council to request that the mayor request you to work one evening shift. I don't know how many evening shifts you work, but at least one per month. And for that special purpose, to go around town and check all the street lights and write them down. And then report them in the next day, and then to resolve it. That'd be one good thing. And then I would only kindly ask you that while you're doing that night, because the element of surprise, while you do that night, park along the main highway, go to the different stores 2 or 3 times. Be very, very visible so that people, if anybody says, we don't have a policeman at night, and they say, oh yes they do, because I've seen her. She's been all up and down. I don't know what I do, just that kind of thing. I just kindly ask that we have a resolution to that effect.
You already do it now, is that what you said?
Mhm.
I don't
I do.
know. I mean, I don't know.
But I mean,
I do. I was here till 10:30 on Saturday, Friday.
Right.
But my resolution is specifically you look for the street lights once a month. That would be a done issue. it'll be taken care of periodically, because it hasn't been taken care of.
And then the next business day, or if you don't work the next day, next time you
Well,
do.
I'm gonna
you
say
can-
something about this, but the lights, because all of us as town councilmen and mayor, we should be the one going around at night and whatever, and looking, because, Denver, he always telling us when the lights are out. He reporting, and I know I report lights out as well, the mail, so he can take care of lights. So, she got a good job, she got a job to do, and whatever you want her to do, that's fine, but not no.
It's whatever I want her to do, because she works for me.
That's right, I'm sorry, yeah.
So,
No, I think the council will establish our policy, what we would request.
Okay, we can get
I think that would
policy,
be-
but I don't think we get policy for her to check on lights, because she's a police officer, chief of police officer, she need to be looking at everything else going around town. We can do the lights, we've been doing the lights, I mean.
Has that been a standard practice in the past?
Well, it hadn't been done.
Well,
I gotta say something, this Robert's rule of order, and I'm about to speak, and I don't want nobody cutting me off. Robert's rule of order is, when somebody's got the floor, you let them speak, and I'm about to speak, and I don't want nobody cutting me off. Chief Works, right here, I need help. Number one thing for Tommy is to go around and check street lights. Number one for Mr. Tommy Bradshaw. Number two for Mr. Tommy Bradshaw is,
You don't have the authority.
I'm asking, I said I need it, you see, there you go. There you go.
Point of order. You don't have the authority to dictate that a council member do something.
I said I need help. I didn't say I'm ordering Tommy Bradshaw to do this. I said I need help. Okay? Miss Gail, did I not ask you for help? And you give me help, right? With the call, police call. Miss, then you do too much. I'm going to tell you that right now. She got too many hats. Didn't I ask you to help me with the beautification? Didn't I ask you to help me? So they got hats. So if we're not going to work, that's fine. Okay? That's fine. If we don't want to help, if we don't, I got a couple of little jobs for you too. You don't want to do it, that's fine. I mean, just say right now that, no, I don't want to do none of your jobs. I'm not dictating nothing. I'm simply asking for help. And if you don't want to give me no help, listen, I spent 4 early mornings looking at them street lights. Okay? And I just told me and Bimbo just had a discussion about them street lights. That man back there came and told me about some street lights. Miss Brenda, how many times have we called about street lights? How many times? So Tommy Bradshaw, you don't know what you're talking about. Number one.
I do.
You do not know what you're talking about. Okay, well, let me tell you what I want you to do. I want you to go in the morning, buy Miss Barbara. It usually went different than this. I'm sorry. I want you to go in the morning at 6 o'clock or tonight and go down there, and I want you to sit right over there. I want you to sit right there at Miss Thunderbird's. And I want you to watch that street light. And when that street light comes on, I want you to count to 30, and I want you to watch that street light go off. And then as soon as it goes off, I want you to sit there and I want you to count to 120. And then when you get to 120, that street light's going to come on. And then I want you to sit there and count to 30. And then I want that street light to go off. And you can drive around this town, Mr. Bradshaw, Mr. Brenda, correct me if I'm wrong. Do they not have those lights set on a timer where they go on and off?
No.
That's what I was told. I'm sorry. That's what the Duke Energy guy told me. Matter of fact, the one that was out there doing it. And okay, you know, apparently you know about police chief because you're trying to tell the chief how to do her job. Apparently you know about electric lights because you're trying to tell the light guys what to do. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. You can go around this town and you can find, there's 3 lights out in this town that will not come on. 3 lights.
There's 3 right up here right now. There's 8 along Main Street right now.
There's one on Main Street. Tommy Bradshaw. I'm sorry to tell you.
So, I mean,
You ain't sat there long enough to watch
it.
it. That's all.
Go ahead and I can take all the money on the bed. That's the truth. I've seen it many times. It's been going on now for a year. This is a kind request. This is what other cities do. The city of Darlington, that's all the cities have the police department at night to do this kind of thing.
They have a full-time police department, sir.
Huh?
They have a full-time police department.
Yeah, but just one night every 2 months.
I have no problem working
I
at
mean, I
night.
think it's not necessarily trivial.
You can do whatever you want. I'm asking you to do it.
Who me? No, I think it's responsibility of the police department.
So you said no. Let the record show no, I do not want to do no work for this
I think
town.
it's more appropriate in this day and age, out at night, checking those lights, if you dangerous.
Oh,
I did it when I was the mayor, but now I think it's appropriate for the police to do that.
okay,
That's
so
not- she said it wasn't a big request of her. It won't take no more than an hour, 45 minutes to an hour.
But you're saying no to me asking you that I need help in this
Well,
town.
I
You
think
saying
that is
no.
more appropriate because pretty soon this will be a policy that'll be standing, it'll be policy that'll be
Oh,
standing.
well, why wasn't it standing when you was mayor for 8 years?
Well, I'm-
Listen, I'll do the lights, and if it'll get you guys to move on, I'll go check the lights. You want me to go check the lights? I'll do it if it'll get you guys to move on.
You're out of order.
You're dwelling, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Alright, I apologize.
I just made a kind of request, I thought it was very sensible.
I think that we have discussed in the past that the lights, the street lights, and different things, stop signs, and different things throughout town, we all see in the course of our days and the course of our nights. And that it doesn't hurt any one of us, and it behooves each one of us to contribute. If we see something, we can go on the website, we can report that there's a street sign down, I've done it, we've all done it. The street lights, yes, I have one at the end of my street that I had replaced, and the other day it was out. I don't know if it's out permanently, it may be on the timer, I really don't know. But I know that Renee, Chief, can't be there every night to see them, but I think it would make sense if when the chief is working, she's already here, she happens to know that a street light is out, she makes a note of it. Any other time, the rest of us, citizens included, we all make note when we see things are out and we report them.
And Melissa, I do the same thing in my neighborhood. I report them in my neighborhood, but I don't want to take it on Main Street and all over the town. I think would be a policy decision, it would be a good standing policy for perpetuity if this goes forward, considering this has gone this long without being addressed. I think nothing wrong at all with this.
Yeah, but you're lying, Tommy, because it has been addressed. And I'm sorry to tell you that you're lying, but it has been addressed. I have plenty of people that brought numbers of these signs into this office, and of the lights, of these lights, and we have addressed these. Miss Brenda's made calls down there and got lights turned on, so you don't know what you're talking about. Straight up.
Gentlemen, drive through town and see how many street lights are out for your set. See if it's 1 or see if it's 8. Please. Thank you. If you don't want to pass the resolution, you don't want to pass it, but I think it's a good resolution.
Well, you're not the mayor anymore. She works for me, so no. I'll take care of it. You don't want it? He said no to a request because I need help.
I'll take care of my neighborhood, but I'm not going to take care of
I would give it more accountability
Right.
if it wasn't a council member. But if Brenda's made multiple calls, as you alluded to, I don't know how many calls he's making to get these done.
I guarantee you, that hasn't been done for a year.
Miss Brenda, you have not made a call to Duke Energy about a light in a year. I'm asking you a question. It's a yes or no
Whenever
answer.
I get a report, I go online to report the light out, and that has certainly been within a year's time.
Would it have been multiple times within a year?
I'll give her multiple numbers my own self, Kevin Long.
I'm just asking, I can't read your mind.
Yes,
I get it from about 5 months ago, she got 2 of them.
yes.
Oh, very good, well, that's,
You don't mention in town council, you just say, hey, we don't move on.
All I can do is make a motion, bring it up.
Covered it.
So, Chief, you won't be looking at no lights at night. You be doing other stuff. We ain't got but $200 anyhow. $200 last month for tickets anyhow. This time I'm gonna go broke with the way you're not getting no tickets. Is that all you got, baby? Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Has anybody got any other questions? Them barking dogs getting on my nerves. But anyhow, community garden. Dick, bring this up, baby. Come on.
Well, it's going to be 20 degrees in the morning, and to bring the temperature down in here, I'm going to threaten you with some garden stand-up comedy.
Oh, Lord.
Bring the temperature down in here just a little bit. No, but seriously, this is a good opportunity to kind of catch everybody up. This year is the first full year of the community garden, and we y'all know where it is. It's over there, ball field parking lot, and we've got vegetables growing out of it, and it's right beautiful. And if you haven't been over there, you need to go look at it. And so we've got a bank account. I think it's a charitable organization. That's the CFO right there. But it's been a really good year, and we're getting ready to start, the second full year. And we have a person in the community, a volunteer Michelle A. Burns, who has offered to volunteer her time and her expertise, and she wants to talk with the town about, she wants to do a full newsletter for the town. I'm shooting her some information, and she's going to do a flyer for the community garden because, like now, we're just kind of jumping off into the next growing season. So each Saturday morning in the month, first Saturday morning in the month, not each. The first Saturday morning in the month, we'll have a gathering work day at the community garden. And as the season progresses, hopefully other gardeners will come on board. We've had a handful of real dedicated gardeners, and it's basically us old people. But Alan's smiling back here. But it's been a really, really good year, and we had grant money. We used it wisely, and we've got money in the bank account now from the fall concert and other individuals that have donated, and so we're gonna. Michelle A. Burns is going to really help us put it, get it out to people. That's not my strong suit. I'm down on my knees in the earth. But so there's going to be a lot happening. You'll be hearing about it. And put on your calendar. Just go ahead and mark off the first Saturday in every month.
What time?
Because, okay.
No, what time is the goal?
10 o'clock. I thought you were sit down. Time.
My roots are burning.
But all that'll be in the flyer. All that'll be in the flyer. And we'll have the grill up there on some days. We'll have plant swaps, like we did last year. So it's going to be a really good time, and just want people to understand. There's no downside to this. It's all opportunity. Nobody's asking the town for money. We take donations, of course, but you can come and be involved. No money's involved. It's all. There are people that need the food. There are people that just want to help get it to the people that need it. And I don't know if you realize. You can tell me if I'm talking too long, but I don't know if you realize, but Care South, they've given us all the way to Main Street. We can, we planted fruit trees a couple of weeks ago. So we've got, blueberry, couple of blueberries, couple of peaches, couple of elderberries, couple of plums, and so on. But we can go all the way to Main Street, and then in talking with Care South, they're visioning the ball field's going to come into play at some point. Walking trails, want to get children involved. I'll be glad to go to Vacation Bible School classes in churches and talk, and because it's hard to get the old folks out of the house, but kids. So we'll have all kinds of things going on. So come up. You don't have to do a thing. Just come up on that Saturday and see what we're doing. And that in itself is a show of action. So it's a big year. Going to be a big year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dick. Mr. Bradshaw, you ever been to the community garden?
I've been doing it a couple times, yes.
Mr. Long?
I have actually,
You
thank
got a
you.
box over there?
So moving right along.
Oh. Beautification, fountain clock. You got anything going on with this? With the clock
I
now?
don't think we've come up with anything new since last month. I know Mr. Morio, well, the information he gave us, but I don't think we've not progressed.
You want me to help you? I'll help you. I'll call a couple mayors and see what they got going on
Yeah.
in their towns.
And as far as the fountain, I think that we pretty much agree that using it as a fountain is not realistic. So I guess the next step that we want to talk about is, do we want to go ahead and move forward with removing the, I guess, the fish,
The reservoir.
the reservoir, whatever the water thing, the water feature of it is, so that we can at least start deciding what to do with the actual bird bath itself, the fountain itself. Can we use it for flowers? Can we use it, do we move it to another part of, off that concrete and move it somewhere else? You know, that's the next discussion. But it's, I mean, I think we all agree it cannot be used for what it's sitting out there for. And it's just a cesspool. It's just junk and mud and all kinds of mess in it, so it does need to be cleaned up.
Mr. Bradshaw, you got any call?
I agree with what Ms. Birch just said. My personal opinion was, I think it would look nice. I've been to the McLeod building in Florence. They're a real nice building. They have, out front of the entrance door, they have like a little brick area, and they have like a circle in the brick area, and like this is just topsoil. And you can plant things. They got like red knockout roses, and it's really attractive and really pretty, and a couple of benches on each side. Something simple to use, and I think that would be my opinion, but that's all
Yeah, my only concern about using it for a flower feature is maintaining it. You know, it would have to be watered, it would have to be kept up in some.
So we can't even get the street lights on. Lord have mercy, I hate to think about having lights on.
And speaking of the landscaping, at some point between now and the middle to latter part of February, I'm gonna be going out, trimming all the crepe myrtles back and cleaning out the flower bed at the clock.
So when you want to make that on one street at a time? Last Saturday?
We can do it on the last Saturday of the month we want.
Okay, when are you thinking? February, March, April,
It
when?
needs to be done dead winter, so
Okay.
January would probably be the best one,
Okay.
yeah, which would be, what's that date?
The what? The 30? 27.
Works for me, I don't know about 9 AM, it's gonna be freezing. But
Want to make it more like 10?
I was gonna say more like noon.
Noon?
Yeah.
Okay, noon. Can we make it noon? All right, noon. All right. It's the date. Anything else? Ms. Gail, you good? Okay, let's move on. One street at a time. Here we are. We've already got planned what we're going to do one street at a time. Last Saturday, 12 o'clock this time. Where we're going to meet? Right here?
Yeah,
We'll meet right here at 12 o'clock.
Start there.
And just start and do some clipping. And so bring your clippers, Miss Judy, Miss Diane, and your things.
And gloves, because it's not gonna.
Miss Judy said I ain't coming to school.
Definite gloves.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Those knockout roses will eat you up.
okay. All right, you old, that's good. Sometimes I feel like I'm old, not most of the time. All right, is that it? Okay, I'll get to that later. Old business, American Rescue Plan Act. I got a couple of things on that I want to discuss. We got two things right here that we need to vote on. Actually, that one with the construction, don't say the name, but that we're not going to do that tonight. Because I don't have the one bid, the other two guys, one guy, their guy. That's mine.
Oh.
You should have that. The speed signs. While everybody's here, we're just going to discuss about those speed signs. Mr. Long, I know you've been hearing about it. Tell me, I don't know if you heard about it. It's signs that tell you how fast you're going.
I've heard it.
Okay, you heard. So, what's your thoughts on it?
My thoughts?
Yeah.
My thoughts is, after reviewing the tickets that's been written in the town of Tidy Hill for the last year and a half, I've done a spreadsheet of my own. And it shows where the last 6 months of 2022, we took in $8,500. the first 6 months of 2023, we took in $5,500.
Can I just say one thing for 1 second? We're not talking about tickets here, Mr. Bradshaw. Please stay on what we're talking about. We're talking about the speed sign.
We are
Do
talking,
you want the speed signs?
we're talking about vehicles speeding through the town of Society Hill. This clearly showed that for the last year and a half, the speeding tickets have been going down, down, and down.
So there must not be speed. That's a good thing.
They're not speeding, that's why we need speed signs. That's my question.
I don't know, Mr. Bimbo, Lamar Baker asked for one, so I don't know. I mean, I try to do what, we try to do what the town people want, and not just what we think, because we did a survey of the tickets, and we decided we're gonna play law enforcement, jury, judge, the whole 9 yards, and we're gonna make something not happen. If you don't want it to happen, all I'm asking you is yes or no. Mr. Long, so do you want the signs, yes or no?
I would say no.
Okay, no. So there's 3 of us here. I mean, we could vote on it and get the signs, no problem. So, Ms. Dale, how do you feel?
Do you want a copy of this?
Hold on, Tommy. Please, don't be rude.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if you want to say something, we're all listening.
Yeah, I was just talking about, I'm sorry.
I know, but we're all here to listen.
I stand corrected.
Ms. Dale?
We've been talking about this for a while, and the citizens want to see these signs. We may, not be low today, but look how many people that she did catch that came from society, and I know it's been a lot, because Bimbo and a lot more people witnessed this, people speeding through here. I think we do need speed sign. We've been talking about this for a while.
How you feeling, Melissa?
Along with what Denise is saying, those she has caught, that's those, but there's just as many that she has not caught. Looking back on what we talked about last month, I think $10,000 for the mobile sign is a bit more than what I think we really should apply to it. However, I don't have an objection to at least one of the solar signs, either, coming into town, the fixed sign. I think that at least one coming in from whichever direction, and Chief would be the best person to ask where they're speeding the most from. Are they coming in from this direction or this? And Bimbo, you're watching traffic, you probably might know if they're coming, put at least one. I don't think we need them at every intersection. I think we're not a metropolis,
Right.
so, but I do think that, one, because again, we represent what our town wants. It's not necessarily what we personally want. And if the community, Bimbo is requesting, and other members of the community feel like it's something that we should have because they are seeing or experiencing speeders, then I think we should, comply with what they want. And one sign I think would be appropriate, not the 10,000 and not multiple signs, but one.
Make a motion.
Can I make a comment?
Yes, sir, go ahead. Yes, sir.
What criteria will be used to determine if it's effective? I mean, how do you know if it's been effective? That's what I'd like.
We'll ask them now.
Well, I can say, let me say, I'll answer that for you. Yeah, let's say I don't know, Chief, let's say we put one down here, right, by Bimbo's. I mean, I can go hide in the bushes or pull down the road over there and just look and see if the people are slowing down because of that sign, period. And you're gonna know, I mean, of course, once I come, ma'am, go ahead.
So when I first started up here, we had borrowed one from Darlington County Sheriff's Office, and we set it right over there on Main Street, down towards the furniture store. I sat down at the bottom of the hill furniture store with that sign there, and I was still able to stop people. So the sign, they're either going to work or there's a running joke that who can get the top speed.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, I got you.
I think when they'd be most effective is when Chief's not on duty, because we don't have law enforcement around here 24/7.
Right.
And I mean, if there's no one here and they see the sign and it slows even 2 or 3 cars down, then it's made a difference. It may not slow anyone down, but it may slow some down.
Okay, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk to the community, and next month we're gonna vote on this sign. Okay, so it's gonna be, put it on the agenda for old business next month. We are gonna vote on it, I kind of like the deal, but I could go either way. I mean, the only reason I like it, Bimbo, is because of you. That's the only reason. If you wouldn't have brought it up and if you wouldn't want it, I wouldn't care. All right? I mean, I could vote it down just like anybody because it's about $4,000 for the one that goes on just the pole with the solar, correct? $4,000. Okay? Yeah. So.
Can we put like I think we do a long time ago, just put the post, truck out the post over here.
Yeah, we're done here. Yeah.
Yeah, put that.
Blow up down here.
Just say that. Let's see.
Can you get us a crash dump?
We gotta get
Yeah. I know a couple dummies put in it, but anyhow, let's move on. Speaks on storage. Mr. Long.
Yeah, I have a question on that. I was reading back through the minutes, and in September, the mayor said a drawing was made for Darlington County Water and Sewer Board. They did give the town the property, and I would just simply want some clarity on that. I don't understand what that means. In other words, they deeded you the property, and you recorded that deed.
No, sir. No. I keep saying that. You're wrong. What happened was, I made a drawing that I wanted. I made a drawing of the building, where the building sits right now. Here it is right here. So here's the drawing of the building, right? Where it sits on the property line. You can't really see it, it's kind of small, but I can get you a copy of it, that's no problem. And then after I made the drawing, then I made another drawing of the building that we're gonna put in there, which would go from existing building to new building, where the new building's going. And I sent that to Mr. Frank. And Mr. Frank went before the board of the Darlington County Water and Sewer Authority, and he got okay. Their only concern was if it was going to be over any pipes. Okay? So then we sent it to the lawyer, Mr. J.R. And I just so happened I spoke to him today about what's going on. And he said he's got it in his lap. I mean, I can't do nothing about it. He's got it. So there is papers being drawn up to give us permission to put the building on the property. He's probably going to draw up, and I don't know what it's going to be. Anything I will tell you right now, I'm going to be lying. But Mr. J. Urban has the pictures and the paperwork, and he's drawing up whatever we need to give us the okay. Because Mr. Frank already gave me the okay, Mr. Long. He gave me the okay. He went before the board. The board said it was okay for us to do it. That's why I continued on with the building, as I wanted to.
Well,
Any other questions?
I mean, I would like to go ahead and make a motion that we halt all construction on that building until we get a deed. The deed is recorded and a new plat is issued. I'm not in agreement of building something that
Okay, make
is
a
not
motion.
on our property.
Make a motion. Get a second.
Have we had it, has it been surveyed?
I got the survey. There it is right there.
I mean, they did it new to include that portion?
Listen, the lawyer has it. I don't know what, he's probably not gonna do that. When I was in there, I talked about the fire, I went down there and seen about the fire hydrant. So when I was in there about the fire hydrants, I just questioned him about where we was on this. And he said he was just gonna have Mr. Irwin draw up some paperwork on it. I mean, that building's been on there for I don't know how many years. It's not in the way of nothing. It's not hurting nothing. It's only set back.
When I had the plat made for this property, transferred to town, I was sitting down with Mr. Irvin. He said that brown building then was encroaching, it showed on the plat, and he was encouraging me then to strongly move that building. I explained to him that building was just sitting on some blocks and we'd have it moved. He said, well, have it done because it's encroaching on their property.
Okay, I understand that, Bradshaw. I understand that, but that doesn't have, that's got what you did and what happened when you tread, no water on what I did. Okay, I went down and I talked to the man. He went before the board with these two prints that I got showing where that building is, the existing building, and where the new building's gonna be. And the board passed it and said, no problem, as long as it's not over no pipes, it would be good. The town of Society Hill could use, I don't even think it's not even 3 feet. I don't know what it is.
So they said we could use the land, but they would continue to own it, but we could go ahead and put our start building on it, or did they say they were gonna give us that portion?
Melissa, it's
of the
3
land?
feet by 30 foot long. It's just,
You said the plaque and the deed, you said that, right?
I got the deed, the plaque right here. I got a copy of the plaque right here.
Have a deed,
Well, I guess
You
that's.
don't have to, we don't, it necessarily, if he draws up, listen, I don't know how it works, okay? I'm not gonna try to be the
Yeah, I
chief,
don't either.
I'm not gonna try to be, I'm not gonna try to be the clerk, I'm not gonna try to be the pastor, I'm gonna be, try to be the mayor. And I'm gonna slip and fall at that a little bit too. So I don't really know, Melissa, whenever we get the paperwork, maybe we'll know what,
Yeah,
we'll know what he's.
and that's out of my wheelhouse too of understanding, but I do see what Mr. Long is talking about. Before we put a permanent structure on, we wanna make sure we have something in writing, either a survey, something from the water and sewer authority.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No
Something
problem.
that shows
Mr.
that
Long,
we
you can
are
wait.
legally
Yeah.
using that
We can
land.
wait, yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna be until the 15th.
Yeah, we can wait.
So if you wanna make a motion, that's no problem, but it's not gonna be until the 15th, so make a motion and.
All right, well then I'll go ahead, excuse me, and make a motion that we haul off construction on the storage building until which time the mayor is able to produce to council a document indicating the property in question has been in fact deeded to the town, recorded at the courthouse, and a new plat of the town's property has been drawn up to illustrate that addition of that new property.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Let the record show it's unanimous.
Did we get a septic to begin with?
Yeah.
Any other questions on the storage, Mr. Long?
No, sir.
You don't wanna talk about the Better Business Bureau now?
I don't think that's relative. I mean, you're the one that's conscious of the time. I don't want to use up anybody's time.
IT. Mr. Scott Dixon's here?
Yep.
Would you talk to us a little bit about the camera?
I have, some equipment that we're gonna try out next council meeting that Mr. Rodney Michaels is gonna let us borrow. We're gonna hopefully use that to record the next meeting with. If it works the way we want it to, we'll be purchasing a camera and a microphone that we could go live, and we won't have to use my phone and worry about it being turned right, wrong way, or all that kind of stuff. I had it turned earlier and it doesn't show up right on YouTube, on Facebook, and anyways, we're gonna get a camera, a really simple basic system, a camera with 3 microphones, maybe 4, that will be able to go on the podium. That'll give us better audio up at the podium there, and one at the stand. So hopefully we can have that by next meeting to check it out, see if we like it. If we like it, we'll go with that.
Any questions from the council?
Very good.
Okay, under the IT, we're gonna look at these cameras. We got two proposed bids in front of you, quotes.
Talking about these two?
That's one, and this is one. The one camera guy got all his on one.
Oh, okay.
You see, you see how they got 2 cameras,
Okay.
2 snake mounts.
Okay.
One's down at the boat landing. It's gonna be put on a 16-foot, 6x6 pole. The other one's gonna be in front of town hall.
What is that? Is that the license?
License plate reader.
Now, are you proposing this money to be spent out of our ARPA funds?
Yes, sir.
Is that what the proposal is?
Yes, sir.
Would it not be good to wait a couple of months till we have a budget workshop to discuss all this stuff and prioritize?
It's up on the budget, it is. It's security's on the budget.
If
Under the American Rescue Plan.
we got a work session,
The security for the camera, the security camera is on the budget. It's already been worked out last year. We've been we've been looking at this camera. We already had one robbery that maybe if we'd had this camera out here with that license plate reader, chief, correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't want to go no further myself. Before, I mean, how long, we've been looking at cameras, Miss?
Forever.
Yeah, forever. I mean, if we don't do something, something else is gonna happen, and we're gonna be saying, I'm gonna be saying, if you wouldn't have stopped us, we would have had cameras, we would have caught them.
So this quote is exactly the same equipment as this quote, it's just all in one?
Yes, ma'am. It's for the two places.
Does it look,
Yeah, it looks a little different.
totally different, so I
Yeah.
can't tell what.
Well, the one guy itemizes everything. I mean, if you look at the one, he's got concrete on it, you know.
Yes,
The-
already.
Yeah, the other guy, he don't have concrete. You know, so yes ma'am.
Goose, what did I see gooseneck something?
Yeah, that's it right there, isn't it?
This,
Yeah,
okay, there,
yeah,
too.
two goosenecks.
So how,
That's
Two
what-
cameras. I don't know, listen,
That's what
we-
Dad
I ain't-
these aren't mounted, these are gonna be mounted somehow differently.
well, no, maybe not. Melissa, two different quotes, two different people doing it.
6 by
You
6
know?
by 16.
Yeah, just like two different mayors run two different ways.
Sorry, okay.
I have a question about the cameras. Did you say they were license plate reading cameras or not just regular cameras?
Yeah.
No, sir, they're not.
One is the license plate reader, the other is security camera.
Do we have any information about how that whole thing works and the cost of it?
Well, yeah, the cost,
Not the
It's seven-
physical asset, I'm talking about the software and managing the data
well,
from that license plate reader.
this,
What's that cost?
it's gonna be hooked up on our DVR. And I can't go into no further, it's gonna be hooked up on the DVR. That's all, cause this is a security matter and just some things, Mr. Long, I tell you.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, it's hard for me to vote on something when there's a hidden cost that I don't know about.
There's no hidden cost, it's gonna be hooked up on the DVR. It's gonna be recorded right here in this town.
Okay, so you can assure us there's no additional hidden cost.
Chief, would you come up here for a second, please? Because I'm not allowed to say something that's gonna breach the security of these cameras. So you explain to Mr. Long how these cameras, this camera is, how these cameras.
The license plate reader, so what it does is it takes pictures of every car that goes by. And it just runs them. It's not gonna cost us any more because it's not gonna store whatever it's taking pictures of. What'll happen is if something goes by that's wanted or a missing person, then it's going to contact me, letting me know that this vehicle has come through this town. So
Right.
it's gonna be the same as what we have currently. It's just more advanced.
Is it gonna cost us any more?
No.
Okay, no cost, no hidden cost. We're not gonna nickel and dime you to death on these cameras. It should be pretty much, once they go up in the air, they're gonna be recording, and if we have something, we can go back and look on the film and see what's going on and get it from that way.
Right.
I got cameras at my house for 6 years, they ain't cost me but the price to put them in.
So is this a database that, these types of cameras with other municipalities are somehow linked together?
No. No. So I'll talk to
It's
you
hooked up to your phone and you get
we have it's the computer system that we have here, or the camera system we have here. I have an app on my phone
right,
that feeds into these.
right.
As far as what the LPR does, I don't want to talk about it here, but I will talk.
Right,
I'll
right,
talk to you about it
So
afterward.
anyway,
But no, it does not
just
talk to
gotta
other municipalities. No.
You be informed of what you need
Correct.
to be informed
Correct.
of, and then you'll act accordingly,
Correct.
or contact whomever.
Correct.
Okay, I got you.
Yes.
And when you're saying,
Thank you.
putting this in the river, what are you talking about at the river?
You gotta talk to me about that, she don't know. I'm putting the camera through her.
At the boat landing or?
Yes, sir,
at the
at the
building?
boat landing.
In the building up in front of the boat landing?
No, sir, the building is already got cameras in it.
Why do you need one at the boat landing? What can anybody steal down there? They can't steal.
It's not only for stealing, Tommy, it's for criminal activity. If something happens in Bennettsville and the people come through here and she can go on the camera and see that there's a lot of vandalism going, why can't they steal? They already stole one of the canopies down there. They already broke the lock. There's a lot they can steal.
When Darlington City had that murder at the school a couple months ago. Do you guys remember when that happened? At DCIS? That Friday before that little boy was murdered, they had stolen a car in Bennettsville and came right through town, right in front of our police department. Unfortunately, the cameras that we currently have are not clear enough for me to be able to get everything that I need. 2 days later, they come back through after they killed the boy. So, could I have helped Darlington City get somebody faster? Yeah, if our cameras would have been better. I couldn't.
So you have to physically sit down and view all that footage?
Yes.
Currently, I mean,
Yes.
you don't have a reader that
Correct.
informs or whatever.
Correct, and I have
Well,
to.
you know about
I have
the
to have it within a time frame, and I have to be able to say this is when that they did come through this way. I looked that way because Darlington City knew that they had just stolen a vehicle from Bennettsville.
Right, I mean, it's.
So we were able to correct, but like with the trailer across the street, I can see the stuff going on across the street, but I can't see it. If that makes sense, it's not
Without
perfect.
any clarity.
Correct.
Yeah, I
Correct.
got
Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I see that, on one of the light security, they included the labor, but on the other one, outside, the labor's not
That's
included.
just how he does it. He
you.
ain't
It's
getting
just
no
all
more-
included in the one number.
He ain't getting no more than what's on that paper.
Okay.
So the camera down at the boat landing, is it to be focused on the actual where the boats go in and out of the water?
It's gonna
or is it
do-
be focused on the road?
It's gonna do its thing. It's gonna be down there at the boat landing where the campsite is, where that pavilion is. The other one got stolen. It's gonna be pointing on it. It's gonna be able to go to that. It's gonna be able to go down to the boat landing. Yeah, it's gonna be 360-degree turn with a very good, very, very good view.
And will it be able to see the road so that like the stuff you're talking about, Chief, coming in and out of town?
No, ma'am. Too many trees. It's too many trees, and it's too far down. Even being 16 foot up, when they cut them trees, they didn't cut all the way down. They left some of those pines. Cut them.
So like the boat landing,
Yes, ma'am.
well, I thought, but you said we can see the cars that they come across the river. I thought y'all was saying.
No. We get it right here on this camera.
Oh, down.
When they come through town, we gonna get them on that
Okay,
camera.
okay, I thought you said down.
Because that camera's gonna get them.
Okay.
And do you use either one of these companies for any other?
Yes, we have. We use both of them.
Oh, okay.
Use that one to put in the cameras, and we use that other one when we upgraded the IT here.
So the cameras is through Bright? I mean, the existing cameras are through Bright? Through the other company? I mean, it just seemed logical to keep them together, not
Keep what together?
to use the same company.
No, they won't, because we gotta get bids. We don't do that. We get bids.
Well, that's what you got here. You're proposing these figures for us to
Yes,
vote
sir.
on, right?
Yes, sir.
I got that. But if we got one company that's doing our cameras now, it just seems logical that we use that same company.
Well, they've
when the
both done-
prices are fairly similar.
They've both done cameras for us.
This is what kind of does all our IT monitoring, isn't it? No? I thought that was familiar.
It does because, they never came up. Probably in a bid before for some camera work,
Okay.
and then Wright beat them out or something, Melissa. Yeah,
I remember that.
asset technology.
So what we got, y'all wanna vote on this now?
Yeah, need a motion in a second. We had discussion.
I wish we could see this breakdown better. You know?
You're a little worried about what's gonna be.
I mean, this one here's $650 now, $650-ish.
Calculated.
Yeah. Looks like $650, $650.
Box line, like it's broken down there.
Everything.
Right.
It was just two different, you know, one's in detail and one's.
I mean, I'm definitely all for the LPR camera. I absolutely see that being beneficial. I'm just not sold on the boat landing camera because we don't have any assets down there at the landing per se, other than the picnic shelter or the canopies. And the cost of the camera is more than it would cost to replace the canopy if we had to replace one. So I'm a little sketchy on the boat landing camera. I'm 100% in agreement with the LPR camera though, because that fits everyone up and down and around, all around. And so that's one reason why I'd love to see that separated out. Yeah, I'm not sold on the boat landing.
Where would the other camera be located at?
The LPR,
Front here, right in front, right on the front of the building, shining on Main Street.
Was that replacing the existing camera?
Right, Chief, the camera you use now is on the corners, correct? This is gonna be a brand new one right in the middle.
yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we'll still have the other two, the security right around the building here. So what you're saying, Melissa, is you don't like the boat landing?
I'm just thinking, we don't have enough assets at the boat landing to warrant spending more on the cameras than what we have assets to protect.
What about
But
stuff
that's
that?
not the purpose of the camera, forget the asset.
Well, but, and again,
It's designed to read license.
no, the boat landing camera is just a camera for the boat landing area. The
Then why would you
grants,
need a camera that reads license plate for the boat landing?
it's not for boat landing. The LPR cameras for here in front of Town Hall to catch amber alerts and silver alerts and whatever bad people walk up and down Main Street.
Just be whatever happened in that kind of boat landing.
To send the chief an alert. The boat landing camera is a stationary camera that does 360 degrees.
How do you feel, Michelle? I'm sorry, Melissa. How do you feel about the boat landing camera?
I don't know about boat landing camera because I thought it would catch someone coming off the trees with the trees.
That's fine.
That's what I thought, because you said about the trees blocking it. So, and then, you said we already got a camera down there already, right?
No, I took that camera out.
You did?
Yeah, I moved that camera. Can't let everybody know what camera.
Okay.
You know, my whole thing is if something happens down there, the town's protected because we got it on film. You know, if somebody goes down, I don't care if the building's not worth $200. I want to get that thief. I don't care. I mean, I've been down there twice and fixed the electrical box. If somebody went down there and tried to break in the electrical box. One time they tore off the big junction cover on trying to get the wire out. You know, I mean, how smart can that be? It's probably live. I'm thinking if the meter's running, you know, so. Well, you're right. So, you know, that's my thing, Melissa. I mean, you know, the camera's what, $2,000. Well, what about if somebody gets hurt down there and tries to say something, or if there's a fight, or the chief, if somebody pulls down in there and you pull that up on the film and say, well, here they are. I didn't get them on this camera, but I got them on that camera. You know? I mean, it's just security for the town. You know, so I mean, how do you feel about the camera down at the boat landing, Mr. Bradshaw?
It may be, you need one down there more than you do up here. I don't see why a town the size of us with 400 some people of the hamlet, we don't need to be spending money like a drunken sailor and be interested in catching people that have committed a crime in Marlborough County and Alert, Darlington, and Hartsville. We need to patrol our streets for speeding and take care of our little community. We don't need to be worried about those people. If they want to have one, let them pay for it.
So if I'm hearing you right, you're saying that the town and society here does not need to worry about a criminal that just robbed the bank in Darlington coming through here at a high rate of speed, maybe blow his car out and then go across the street to somebody's house over here. I mean, you saying that we don't need to catch nobody that does.
Yeah,
We don't need to be equipped to catch nobody.
I'm not saying that. I think that's what we got police for, to try to keep them patrolling the traffic so the police can catch them and get behind them and call up for help. But I don't think we need a camera that's gonna be for the benefit of other towns and other cities, we're just too small for that.
It's the camera's the benefit for the people in the town of Society. We got a lot of stealing going on here in the town of Society Hill, believe it or not.
The biggest benefit the police could do is just patrol the traffic and keep it simple in our town.
Oh, Lord, I got a couple of police officers. I got 1, 2, 3 police officers in here. 2 officers in here, and I got a firefighter, and how y'all feel? I wouldn't do this, but how you feel, Mr. J? And tell us your name and where you from and where you live and who you are and what you're doing.
James Carstone, new to Society Hill. We live just on the outside. I've been in law enforcement 20 years. You have one police chief. You have one person doing a job for an entire town. Yes, it's 400 people, but crime is coming to Society Hill, and it comes from other towns, okay? I've been doing this for 20 years. Most of your criminals are from out of town, and these cameras, I work in a town now that we have cameras throughout the whole city.
Where you work?
I work for the city of Hamilton. I'm the lieutenant up there over investigations. And we have cameras up there. We caught a homicide suspect that came through for Rockingham, okay? We had another incident where these license plate readers caught a girl that was kidnapped and going down to Atlanta. So when they talk about security cameras, they work.
Yeah.
Now I understand you say we're in a town of 400 people, but you also got a lot of visitors that go down to that boat landing. You never know if somebody's going to bring a female down there or a male down there and molest them or rape them. And I'm just talking the most craziest scenario. It can happen, and it would happen. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
That's right.
So when you talk about a police chief patrolling, she's one person. Trust me, we've talked, and I almost came here to work part-time, but unfortunately, I can't afford to work for the salary. But she needs help, and not just another police officer. She needs help from this town, she needs help from town council, and she needs help from this community. She's only one person. Cameras will help.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
I want to touch on that.
Quick.
Something they don't know is about the boat landing. Not last month, 2 months ago, 4-wheeler was stolen from the boat landing. I guess we don't have crime down there. We got crime going on there, just y'all sleeping with your eyes closed.
Okay.
And this community needs to wake up.
Okay, and another thing about the camera. Pastor, you want to say something?
In the church, this side of ours, we have a policy that 1 per 10 for our kids, 1 per 10 for our youth. That if we're going on a trip, now this is simplistic to most people, but it's practical. 1 per 10. We make sure we have 1 parent or 1 leader per 10. We have 473 plus in our town. We've got 1 police chief. It would seem wise to me, as if we are putting in regard, if I could give you the account of our church, we're in the process of putting up cameras right now. They cost budget more than you may see our crime because we haven't had anyone break in. But the cost of peace of mind for our members, it's worth it to us.
It's my whole thing. Because I got broke into, and Joanne was one of those, I don't want no cameras, and I put cameras up. And I tell you one thing, I know. Because Gina, I'm not worried because I got cameras up. Do we need a camera at the boat landing? Yeah. Do we need a camera here? Yeah. Let me tell you what Sherrell got. Sherrell got the 2023 Achievement Award from the Municipal Association. You know why? Because of those cameras that you see on them poles. And I should have, if I would have known this was going to be, I would have brought that paper, the 2023 Achievement Award, Melissa, because of the cameras. So are they important? Do we need them? Are they another set of eyes? Are they another police officer? Yes, they are. They are 24-hour police officers down there. Okay? So.
Is this boat landing camera the same thing, like a live feed, that chief will be able to see things? Where will
No.
the data be stored?
No.
Here?
No. Yeah.
It's not a lot of fees. It's not a lot of fees.
He doesn't want to say too
No,
much.
I guess what I'm just trying to, I'll have access to it when I need it. Okay.
Yeah, she can. Yeah, it's no problem. When something goes down, the cameras the cameras we can get the footage. Let's put it that way.
I have a question. How long have the cameras been installed? They haven't? Okay. Back here, and I just want, I'm Jacqueline Graham Younger from Society Hill, but I live on the outskirts. Grew up here. I was walking down, I'm a truck driver, by the way. I came home one day, and I was down by my dad's house. And I don't know if you know anything about human trafficking, but I really believe it's gonna come to this little town because it's a little town. And it's already here. Okay, well, I was walking down the road. It was in the summertime, and it was a van that pulled up beside me as I'm walking down the road. Had the door open. It was 3 individuals in there. And I do believe it was an attempt to abduct me. And there was another car that came up another road. I think it was Grant Road or something down there on Church Street beside McBride's, and they pulled off. So it was like a post I put on Facebook to society and community to let them know that this van was around. I didn't get the tag number or anything, but I think the cameras would help us.
So
and I'm getting ready to start a walking committee too around the town because it's safer to be here. So we were planning on starting this the 1st of February, and that's why I came in here so I can really know what's going on.
Okay.
And so the cameras would really help us.
Thank you, Ms. Young. Okay, so me personally, I want the camera. I want the camera at the boat lane. I want the camera out here. I want the camera down there. I want the camera over here. I want the camera back there. I want the camera over here. I want the speed sign up. I want our town to be protected. Safe. Make people scared. We had that public hearing. It was definitely about the safety, and I preached on them cameras. Get cameras. Get cameras. Get cameras. Get prepared. Have a mock break-in because they're gonna come. And if they do come, you need to be ready. You don't need to be scared. You need to be ready. You have to come. Okay, let's move on, Melissa. So we're gonna vote on this, right? We'll talk to me again. We got no discussion.
We need a motion.
Oh, very well.
No,
I was
go
just going to say, again, because I'm big on the feedback from out here. Based on the feedback that I'm hearing, my mind has changed. I can concur with the vote.
Thank you. So you need a motion?
Well, somebody needs to make a motion on which one.
Yeah, we need to. Which one is which?
I like this.
That was the one I was talking
I
about.
like
This
this.
is a little bit too
Not
foggy, unclear, not detailed.
I make a motion that we accept Fox Fire Network from both land and from town.
I'll say.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Let the record show it's unanimous for the Foxfire Network, putting the cameras at the boat landing and the front of the building over here. That's all I have on IT. Anybody else got any questions? Melissa? No? New business? Looks like we don't have no new business. So let's just go to the members of council. Mr. Bradshaw?
None.
Ms. Birch?
No, I'm good for tonight.
Ms. Gale?
Oh, yeah, when we did the prayer for, the families, and also, we have, he was a member here, he was from society, his name was Robert James, and he passed away, a couple of days ago, last week, and, they had a memorial service for him yesterday. His sister, Deborah James, lived on Church Street. Along his brother, Frederick James, lived on Church Street, and a whole bunch of uncles live on Church Street. So, y'all don't mind, I know you already stopped for a second in, the prayer for the other ones, but just keep that family in prayer.
Mr. Long?
I don't know if this is appropriate, but I'd like to thank everybody who voted for me at the last election. Thank you.
Okay, I got a couple things. Number one, I need help. I already asked Tommy to go with the streetlights, it shut me down. Tommy, I need to ask you to do another job. They got a grant coming out through the COG where we can, get some houses demoed and get the houses that doesn't have people in it. I mean, you're from around here, you know everybody here. Just drive around the town, look at the houses, see which ones need to be demoed. I mean, you got time. It's not till March, April, May, June or July whenever they give out that grant. So if you would like to do that job, I'm just trying to give the council something that we can move forward. And Mr. Kevin Long, there's a community survey response link on Google that Chuck was taking care of. It's community survey response link.
That's all right, I'm not gonna do it. I don't do computer stuff, so. I don't do Facebook, I don't do any of that stuff. So you're asking the wrong person.
Oh, okay. How about, would you like to be the chairman of the Christmas lights and other events around town?
No, I'll pass.
Wow. God almighty, y'all.
I'll let you know when I can do something.
Okay, well, this is
Don't
gonna...
tell me what I need to do. I'll let you know when I can do something for the town.
Scooter, I just asked you. You don't have to do nothing. I just asked you, I need help. Okay, here's what I'm gonna be doing. Just give you a little rundown, it's gonna be quick. I got the rural infrastructure engineers that I'm gonna be working with on the $189,300 that I got for the master plan. I'm gonna be working on PAW grants, which is for the boat landing campsites, and it's gonna be for the parks in the town hall and Church Street. I also got the depot repairs and get that depot. I'm going to be working on CDBG through the PD COG, which is Community Development Block Grants. This started in 1982. It's not something that they just came up with. So this has been around a long time. Society Hill could have gotten on this stuff a long time ago. There's spring and fall infrastructure, community infrastructure in the spring, and there's community enrichment in the fall. The infrastructure will be the money we can get for the projects they're going to give us on this rural infrastructure authority master plan that we got. The enrichment would be parks, sidewalks. Somebody questioned me about a sidewalk going down to the new store. Sidewalks, maybe more street lights, stuff like that. Okay. The community. But I must have support of the citizens to get these grants and local businesses. It's a 1090 match. I need a vote from the council on a resolution. And this would be money for the, like I said, the rural infrastructure projects. March 15th, 2024 is infrastructure. So what I need to know right now, before I spend a lot of time working on this grant, I need to know that this council is going to be behind me and vote that 1090 match, which is 10% of whatever we get. If we need $100,000, we're going to have to put up $10,000. They're going to give us $9,000. I need to know right now if this council is behind me to do this before I spend months and hours and months getting this grant, because I'm going to do it.
Do you know what you're gonna ask for, dollar-wise?
No, sir, not really. Whatever they give me, the rural infrastructure, I'll know in the next couple months because I'll know by next month because they're gonna start working and they're gonna get me what the project's gonna cost for that Hall Street. Because that is the worst infrastructure in our town. Because based on what infrastructure is, that is the worst Hall Street is. I mean, it's getting all the way up. So I don't know, Mr. Long, but I mean,
How
if
does
it's...
the ARPA money, can you not use some of that for this?
No, sir, you can't use that for match money. So I just want to know right now that y'all going to be behind me before I work. I'm not thinking it's going to be over $100,000. So that would be $10,000 that we have to put
I
up.
think we could manage $10,000.
I think so. I've been here for 2 years and we already put $85,000 in the bank. So, and that ain't nothing to do personally with me. That's something to do with the town. Town takes $15,000 a month to run this town. So I just I need everybody to give me a shake of the head, yes, so I can go ahead with these grants. If y'all don't wanna spend the money, then give me a shake of the head, no, and if it's more than, I just won't do it. And,
This is to do the Hall Street, to work on the Hall Street.
well, it's more than that, Melissa, that's, yeah, okay, the, PD cog is infrastructure, community infrastructure, and community in Richmond. So in the in March, they have the infrastructure, and July, August, I don't know the exact date, they have the community enrichment, where we can put a grant. Two separate grants. And then we also have PAW grants, which is PAW grants is Parks and Recreation. Okay? So that's the same thing, 1090 match. But the upper government, the representatives and the senators, they want to see us putting forth a little effort. You know what I mean? They want to see us putting forth some effort. So that's why that 10%. They want to make sure that we have an investment in this kind. Not just give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. Okay? So we're never going to get the money that way. We're going to have to do it this way. So I need to know, Mr. Long, how you feel? 10% or not?
Yeah, I think 10% up to $100,000. I think we can manage that right now. I mean, off the top of my head, but if you go get 500,000, that changes a little bit. Now you're talking $50,000.
They wanna know, are we available, are we able as a town to be able to match this 10% grant? And my thing is yes, but according to those lines, yes. You tell them yes. But like you say, you wouldn't go 500,000.
No, it's whatever. I mean,
That's a simple question to answer. Yeah, we're available, able to match, meet our match for those grants. Go forward.
Okay, Melissa, you good? You scared? Okay, no problem. That's okay. Where do we stand on going to the classes in February the 6th and 7th? 6th and 7th down in Columbia for the Municipal Association. That y'all all got paperwork on it. Everybody got you got the invite, right? You got the invite. You got the form to fill out. Okay. So the hotel's slammed full. The registration was $15, but there's plenty of hotels cheaper than what they are. Me and Joanne, she's good about that Airbnb. So we always get an Airbnb when I go down there. And just where is everybody? I know, Ms. Gail, you been down to Columbia yet for A or B session? Okay, so you because I'm already past the
I can't even start with the B, because I still got maybe 1 or 2 on the 8.
Okay, but you have been down there for 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I never stayed the night. I would travel back.
That's fine. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but it's 2 days. You know, the first one is the legislative, and the second day, and you get a bunch of classes, and it's very. I mean, it teaches you a lot, right? Most of those classes were good. Mr. Bradshaw, where you at on that? What do you have?
I'm registered to go.
I mean, where you at though? A, B, C? No.
A.
You at A? Well, I'm going. Y'all gonna be proud of your mayor, y'all. 2 years, and your mayor's going to advance. All right, A and B's finished, and I'm going to advance this year. And next year, it's gonna take me 2. It's gonna take me 2 years to get that advance done. But once I get the advance done, then there's one more class that I'll go and finish. So it's very enlightening. Listen, I may not be the smartest one when it comes to passing a resolution or point of order or all that stuff, but I tell you what, I'm working on. Yeah, I'm working on. And just because I got 4 no's tonight from doing this stuff, all right, I'll take care of it. And you know I will, don't you? I'll take care of it.
Well, we planning on riding together?
You want to ride with me?
No, I'm saying, we planning on riding together?
No. Heck no. I need my space, girl. Why you want to stop traveling? Yeah, we're going to get the church van from the Church of God. We're going to ride all up in the van, y'all. That might be a good ride. Anyhow, let's go to everybody's good, right? Let's go to I know I'm forgetting something or whatever. Sean McKenzie.
So first of all, I want to say that church van comes with a therapist driver, which will probably be good for a therapy session on the night.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations to the new council members. I assume you're all up there because you want to do good for the town, right? Yes. Yeah. So put your differences aside. Don't squabble. Work together. And this is a great little town. I want to see it do well. There's a couple problems going on. People are stealing all over this town, and they think they have free reign. It's nothing to do with the chief. She's one person, like you guys touched on tonight. You hit it right on the money. She's one person. She can only be here a certain amount of time, and when she's not here, they know she's not here, and they're stealing and robbing. I could sit on my front porch in the summertime and watch the same car at 6 o'clock in the morning turn on Presley with a trailer full of scrap coming from Galen Lord. I understand there's a lot of things, there's no complainants, all that stuff. But when they get done robbing there, they're coming into town. My trailer got robbed from the property right across the street. Yes, I'm upset my trailer got robbed, but I'm more pissed off that they did it right across the street from town hall and the police station. I mean, that's embarrassing. That just shows you the criminals have no respect for this town. So you got to put cameras up. You guys voted to do that. That's definitely a step in the right direction. And you also got to give the chief some help. She's only one person. You know, you're talking about putting speed limit cameras down there. Time it doesn't write tickets. That money's probably better spent if you can get the chief some help, even if it's part-time help. We got to have a roaming person here, so that after 5 o'clock, people aren't just down here doing whatever they want to do, and they are. They know that she's not here. You can sit on my porch and see at 6 to 8 when she's not here, cars fly through this town. She's coming in 8, everything slows down. She's gone at 5 or 6, boom, cars. I've seen cars passing through the center of town. I mean, it's a problem. And it's nothing to say she's doing a good job. I see her pulling cars over and all that, but she is only one person. So I don't know what the answer is to that, but if you can't get her another person, then you definitely got to get some cameras up to try to catch some of the stuff that's going on.
So that money for those cameras can't be used for, and the money for the sign can't be used for a police officer. It's just, it's delegated for...
Yeah, I'm saying more as a focus. You guys have these other projects around town, which all sound great, but the biggest problem is to try to take some of that money and get her some help. You know,
we can't though. We can't use that money. So, and if we could get help, Chief, you got something out there, right, baby? Don't you have a thing out there? A running ad in the paper, and we have interviewed a few, right? Okay. So we're trying, Sean. I mean, nothing more than, I would love to be, can you deputize me?
I mean, I don't, you know, it's a trailer, but I don't want to see it get worse. And I don't want to see people, you know, starting a fight with people stealing stuff because somebody's going to get hurt. Yeah. The other issue that's been going on for a while is animals in this town. They're running all over the place. They're barking all night. They're going crazy. There's this one particular dog. There was a deer carcass in front of my house. And the time in which I was trying to get it picked up, this dog was chewing on it. And he's chewing on it, he's dragging it, I'm chasing him off, he's chewing on it, he's dragging it. And there's little kids that play in the park across the road, and I mean, it's kind of like, if this dog isn't scared of me trying to chase him away, and he's in the center of town doing that, you're worried that the dog's going to go over and, you know, mess with the kids. So it's kind of like, we've got to start trying to do something to get some of these animals. I mean, I love animals, so I don't want to do anything to harm an animal, but we've got to start getting them under control, because there's a few of them that are really nuisance.
Have I worked on it this
Yeah, we've been working on it, but we got to continue to work on it.
I know. I mean, we've been having that since I've been in here. That, right, Melissa, since when we've been started coming here, we've had that dog issue.
And just several years ago, when I first moved up here and I was living on Hall Street, I had mentioned to Tommy one time about, you know, people were always throwing trash on Hall Street, and I was picking up trash, and 3 days later it'd be all filled up. And I told him, I said, if you put a camera up on that telephone pole, I said, you'll have community service, you'll make your money back on that camera. If we would have had that camera on that pole, that would have caught the people stealing the trailer. So, I mean, I'm not about cameras and police and society, but since we don't have a lot of police, I think it's really helpful. That's just citizens' sort of input.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think, you know, police departments throughout the country have shortages. There's just not a lot of skilled people out there to fill all these vacancies. And I want to think the chief has spoken on that several months ago about the issue.
Well, one of our biggest problems is you have, highway patrol, they're starting uncertified people at $65,000 or $5,000 sign-on bonus. I cannot compete, we can't compete with that. I mean, you look at
And they're
Lancaster
having
County.
to do that to get people.
Right, you look at Lancaster County and they're starting uncertified people that have not even gone to the academy yet, that are not police officers. They're starting them at $50,000 to $60,000. You get a certified police officer into these places, and the highway patrol right now is $75,000 for sign-on bonus, and that is with barely any experience. So, and they're doing exactly what they would be doing in Society Hill. They're doing traffic, they're running traffic, they're working recs. They're not going on calls, they're mainly traffic, highway patrol. There is no way we will be able, I mean, how do you compete with that?
That's why we had the public safety meeting for us to take care of yourself. Okay, number one. And you have to. Number two, right here. Deputy. Just say it. All right, is that Lamar? What you got, brother?
I have one at later.
You got the sign and you got hydrant.
Yeah.
Got something for that hydrant.
Yeah, you said something about hydrant. Back to one thing about the cameras at the boat ramp. There are a lot of boat ramps I don't go to 50 miles away because of the crime that they have. You get your windows busted out, this and that and the other, you get robbed. I ain't going. Well, you can go right down here, you used to leave the windows open, not have to worry about it. Not no more, them more dope deals go down than they do in town. You know, I don't know.
Stop buying your junk down there, man, Bubs.
The hydrants. You want me to tell you? Okay, I called Dawn to the board. Well, I went down there and seen Mr. Franklin, and he gave me the number to the guy. They flow check those things every 3 years with a pressure check. Okay? He says, and this is done by DHEC standards. It's at a 20-pound flow rate is what they check those fire hydrants. And he said, I can't guarantee that they're all working, is exactly what he told me. He says, because he hasn't put his hands on them, and plus it's DHEC's thing, right? What they give the rules to.
And the next thing with that deal, I say Canada, they get a water sample.
Yeah.
They don't mind washing their road away to do it.
Well, I think that's when they're doing the flush, when they're doing the flow check, they doing that.
Even at that, I offered to give them a short piece of fire hydrant hose to throw it over in the ditch
or
the woods. Never did it, flooded the road out.
They ain't doing
You
that.
got a monkey doing a monkey job,
Right.
what you gonna get?
Right. So you happy?
No. Same thing with, get them to show you a report to where every one of these hydrants are and has been checked. I bet they can't produce that.
Well, I question him about
Yeah,
that
it's gonna
report.
be. And as I said before, you said something about the lights and hydrants with that, the speed sign. It ain't because of me. It ain't nothing I don't do.
No.
It's for the community.
That's right. That's right.
I see things going on every day that
Yeah.
you don't see. And you get, young ones get killed out there just because somebody runs 55 miles an hour with a log truck uphill through an intersection. It ain't gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first one to stand cold and say you were wrong. Now, she does all she can do. And I bet somebody's sleeping good tonight knowing that she cut them some slack and didn't do a kid. So I'll give her credit for that.
Probably so.
I see the good with the bad.
That's right. And Bimbo, you know what? I call you out because I want more people to tell me what's going on. Okay? You're not a nuisance to me. I like that. I like to hear what you got to say.
I couldn't bring it all up tonight, but I got my list about that long.
Oh Lord.
I'll share it with y'all when I
Do that. We'll go down and have coffee.
Email it to us.
All right, that's it?
And it's things that can be accomplished quick.
Right.
It's a simple solution.
Right. That's right. That's it?
That's all I have.
Okay, next one, Brandon Wilson.
Comment on the lights and one other subject. The lights, which me and you talked last month about, there's at least 6 from Depot Street to the tire shop that's not working, including the one that you're talking about that goes in and out. They're on photo cells. And there's also 1 to 2 on Preston. And I have turned them in also.
So what are you saying photo cell? Hold on.
They're on the photo cell. When it's daylight, it goes off. When it's nighttime, it comes off. So
Pastor, thank you.
that's how it operates. photo says.
Yeah, no,
But they are designed to stay on all night.
Yes, as long as there's no light impeding on it.
okay, a fireman told us that. I got it from a Duke Energy guy. So I'll do some better research on this for sure.
Also on the comments, this, Melissa and Mayor, thank y'all are right. The town council works for us. Instead of you coming in here sitting on your butts and getting a paycheck, you need to be in the community, finding out what the community wants. Not what you want to vote on, what the community wants. And that's all I got to say on that.
Thank you. Scott, Texas, what you
Well,
got?
I want to respond.
It's
first
community
to
talk, comments, and
Brandon.
answer.
I realize that I'm here because the community put me here. When I went out politicking, I talked to a lot of people, and I talked to, not everybody, but damn close to everybody in this town. So, don't tell me.
I'm gonna tell you exactly, because I didn't vote for you.
Okay.
And whoever voted for you shouldn't have voted
Okay.
for you.
So you lied to me. You told me you were going to vote for me, and you lied. And tell me what kind of person.
That's right.
Scott Dixon.
Yes, I have some pointers out. I know a couple of times we talked about the lights, and Miss Brenda needed to know where the lights were and what the number was. I've called, I've actually emailed 2 or 3 people with the light company to give us a map with all the lights on it with the numbers on them, but they can't do that. And what I was going to do is ride around and identify all the poles and number them, so that way when somebody calls and said, it's the 3rd light on Hall Street, she'll know exactly which one it is and what the number is, make it easier for her.
Good job.
But I'm trying to get that list from the light company. I know they got it, just got to get the right person that's going to give it to
There is a number on every pole, too.
Yeah, they yellow flag.
Yeah, and Brenda, I did one for the town about, help me, Tom, 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, where I went down, all the way down Main Street, down Church Street, out 52, and I believe St. David's, and all the poles are numbered, and everyone that has electricity is marked, but there's a schematic, it's color-coded on an Excel spreadsheet that I did.
You don't have it on your computer?
I might still have it, but it was,
It'd be
it was
easy to
on
find.
file. I don't know if you remember that, Brenda?
Send it to me.
Send it to you
Yeah,
again?
it'd be easy for you to find. Okay, that's it. Ms. Bird, yes ma'am, go ahead.
I have had 5 street lights replaced in the last year. I call and they pull it up. I tell them the number, the street name and all, and I had one replaced in October. It is on, the lights went on Presley at the Scout Club down there. That one was replaced in October, and she always would send me an email that I had reported it, and when it was replaced, I used to bring them to Brenda. And I just quit bringing them to Brenda because I know it's done. And anybody in here can get the number off, because I asked Tommy when he was mayor about getting one to play. He said, all you gotta do is get the number called in.
That's right.
And he's up here tonight complaining about the light, the street light saying.
That's what Florida said.
And I asked him to help, and he don't wanna help.
Somebody wrong.
Oh, but I think it's,
All right.
Well, like I said, I think it's right for the police officers tonight to ride when they patrol the town, they can shine the light and get right easy.
I get out of my truck, I pulled on the side of the road, got out of my truck and took a picture of them. I got 15 pictures on my phone right here. It's not a big deal, you know? I'll take care of them. All right, that's it. Need a motion?
I make a motion we adjourn.
All in favor?
Hey, you good? I've been seeing you for a while.